This video is a summary to the recording made on 4th day, on Saturday the 16th of November 2024, the annual meeting of Silicon Valley Fourth Interest Group. The first part of this video is a brief overview of Bitcoin Omnihash Metanarchy project, being an extension of Bitcoin to non-blockchain decentralized system, and a futuristic global self-governance system based on the metaverse. Omnihash, which means hash of everything, is an extension of Bitcoin address applied to non-blockchain digital assets. Metanarchy means global self-governance based on metaverse ecosystems. This term is derived from metaverse and monarchy. The second part of this video briefly describes the 8 magic words of Omni Web, being the mantra to help technical and non-technical users to remember and understand the principles of Omni Web, a decentralized web ecosystem owned and operated by free individual users and free software programmers. The third part outlines the goals and roadmap of Bitcoin Omnihash Metanarchy revolution. BOM, the acronym for Bitcoin Omnihash Metanarchy or Bitcoin Omni Meta, sounds like yet another Bitcoin fork, but it is also a tribute to BOM, the original Turing code breaker machine used in World War II. The second part of this video briefly describes the 8 magic words of Omni Web, being the mantra to help technical and non-technical users to remember and understand the principles of Omni Web, a decentralized web ecosystem owned and operated by free individual users and free software programmers. The 8 magic words of Omni Web are: hash of public key, associate, concatenate, genethethos. The Bitcoin address, which is the hash of a public key, is generalized as a decentralized user identifier in Omni Web. Association of hashes defines ownership of digital assets, as in ownership JSON or equivalent data structure. Concatenation of operations generalize Omnihash to represent all types of digital assets. FOSScript simplifies all programming languages and unifies the user base of applications written in those programming languages to compete with existing social media platforms. Omnihash is used to track and monetize computing resources shared using I2P Invisible Internet project, including processing power, network bandwidth and storage. This upgrade will be called Omni Obscurum Project or O2P. Trojan Supershell is a cross-platform and multi-programming language library with a very small footprint, typically around 10 kilobytes in JavaScript or equivalent, based on FOSScript, which is a fourth dialect. Supershell means it transforms any ordinary program or application into a full-fledged debugger which can be recompiled on the fly and accessible to a global decentralized web ecosystem. The third goal of Omni Web is to create decentralized social media platforms including decentralized artificial intelligence training and tri-species monetary payment to unify fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies and hash bullion. The fourth goal of Omni Web to achieve 0.1% of revenues of top 5 technology companies, namely Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Google and Apple by 2035, namely around $1 billion annually. The fifth goal of Omni Web is to establish Taichi Metanarchy as an alternative solution to current US-China conflicts, where Taichi views conflicts as forces in opposition feeding each other, and Metanarchy as a global self-governing system based on decentralized metaverse ecosystems. Technofeudalism is a term coined by former Greek finance minister Yanis Varoufakis as the title of a book which compares top American technology companies to feudal lords, who literally enslaved individual users and free software programmers, exploiting their data and source code without fairly rewarding them. In this video series, we shall present Bitcoin, Omnihash, and Metanarchy, being the first, second and third phase of a revolution to liberate ourselves from technofeudalism, all by ourselves, with the knowledge of new technology and algorithms, without any external superpowers. To appreciate the significance of Bitcoin Omnihash Metanarchy revolution, let us recall Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, which hinted the possibility of mathematics, represented by psychohistory, and programmers, represented by psychohistorians, rising above politicians and military to stage multiple secret recovery operations amidst the decline of the Galactic Empire. In addition, Star Wars hinted the possibility of governments employing the most extreme measure, Order 66, to execute all with the sacred knowledge, including children, to ensure the Emperor stays in power. The story that we will narrate, being a prophecy if it comes true, or a bad pantomime not worthy of a laugh otherwise, will foretell a future where a generalized form of Bitcoin address called Omnihash will be used by anti-American rebels to build a truly decentralized web ecosystem outside the influence of American military and assassins. Bitcoin's achievements since being launched in 2009 are unprecedented in history, having established cryptocurrencies as a form of decentralized money beyond the control of governments, and have proven the viability of I2P Invisible Internet Project as an alternative to US-controlled domain name system. Omnihash and Omni Star Web aim to carry the Bitcoin revolution further to create one-to-one decentralized replacements of social media platforms, also dominated by American Wall Street hegemony. Finally, we shall establish Metanarchy, a state of decentralized global governance without centralized authorities, not by eliminating the latter, but coexisting with them according to the Oriental Tai Chi principle. In this story, the past is real. The future, of course, is uncertain, but we may pin down the most significant factor affecting the future being the number of users and programmers joining the Bitcoin Omnihash Metanarchy revolution, or Bitcoin Omni Meta revolution for short. As such, we hope that some viewers may relate the past with experience or attested accounts, and understand the prophecy from a science fiction perspective, if you cannot grasp the technical perspectives as yet. For non-technical users, however, we believe the magical metaprogramming properties of PostScript and Forth programming languages will simplify programming, mathematics and other technical topics tremendously, and will enable everyone to learn sophisticated programming tasks just like how spreadsheet manipulation has become a skill more widespread than advanced mathematics. As Albert Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Without Bitcoin Omni Meta revolution, you may believe in something, have a plan and execute it, or do not have a plan due to lack of education and opportunities. If you do not have a plan for the future, then you may consider Omni Meta revolution and join us. If Omni Meta revolution is more useful and significant than your current plan or can contribute something to your current plan, you may consider it too. Either way, Omni Meta revolution metaprogramming and free software knowledge is in itself revolutionary, more magical than even the wildest science fiction. As in any science fiction, like most conventional wisdom, it requires the learner to have some special abilities to acquire a sacred knowledge. As most free software programmers can attest, anyone can learn programming as the source code is available to everyone. Metaprogramming in PostScript or Forth further simplifies and unifies programming languages, making the compartmentalization and specialization in conventional learning disappear. This is like taking a magic potion in magic fiction, but it exists in real life and it will take you only a few minutes to watch the videos to experience the magic of metaprogramming. We have highlighted the role of metaprogramming in Bitcoin Omni Meta revolution because, as Asimov's Foundation series has demonstrated, knowledge is the key to any revolution, from Marx's communism to Bitcoin itself, and beyond.